Tales from the Dark Multiverse. The death of Superman. Even the greatest of stories are not safe in the dark multiverse. The story of the man who could be anything and chose to be good. He faced his final battle and fell. This is the day that Superman died. But this isn't his story. This is the story of the woman who watched him die, who loved him, who watched the world waste his gift. And this woman will never forgive the world. A world that wasn't enough. The world mourns for Superman. They erect monuments in his honor. Very few of them are actually mourning the real man, Clark Kent. Lois visits Clark's parents, and then pays her respects at the Fortress of Solitude. When out of nowhere, a voice erupts screaming, "No, I'm too late!" The Eradicator, protector of Krypton, took Kal's body from his grave, but he was too late. He is truly gone. The Kryptonian matrix still burns within the Eradicator. The world needs a Krypton, so Lois volunteers herself. Despite the risk that she may not survive this, she agrees to carry on the battle. With an explosion of red light, she becomes Superwoman. She says, "I'll do it, Clark. I'll make a better world. One that deserved you." As Lois gets to work, she realizes Clark could have done so much more. While Clark stopped bank robberies, she ends wars, frees prisoners, destroy weapons and those who make them, find the corrupt and make them pay. And as Lois does more and more, she can't help but wonder, why didn't Clark? You had all this power, you could hear the whole world screaming. Did you shut it out and ignore it? How did you live the way you did? As Lois looks beneath all the rubble to see who's truly responsible, she realizes that she is not Clark. She finds Lex Luthor and doesn't hesitate to make him pay. She burns all of LexCorp down, but she doesn't stop there. She makes her way to Gotham and incinerates the Joker. Batman confronts her saying, "There's certain lines we just do not cross." Lois says, "No, I'm sick of hearing that. Your way doesn't work and it never has. Can't you see how pathetic it is? You're a failure." Batman responds, "And what about Clark? Was he a failure?" "He's dead," shouts Lois. "And if he's dead, they don't get to live. I won't let him die in vain." Batman says, "You already have." They break out into a fight, and knowing Batman will never stop, Lois lets off a catastrophic heat blast. As Lois flies into space, she sees it. The truth that Clark was too afraid to see. These people can't be saved. Later down the line, the copycats come. She only cares for the cyborg that took Superman's name. Cyborg is able to overwhelm her. Lois isn't alone. In this destructive battle, we hear a familiar voice. Through this chaos, a voice reaching out to the hopeless, telling them not to be afraid. He's incredibly weak, but by a miracle, Clark Kent is back. He's confused as everyone seems afraid of Lois. In that moment, the cyborg appears with a kryptonite bomb. In a moment of rage, Lois destroys it, setting it off and killing the weakened Clark Kent. As he died, his eyes looked back at her with terror, horrified of what she'd become. He gave her one last miracle, and she killed him. Follow my Instagram.